Hey y'all, welcome to Hungry Huckabee, where I am on a mission to bring families back to the table. Come on, join me in my kitchen. Hey y'all, welcome back to Hungry Huckabee, where we are on a mission to bring families back to the table. My name is Marilyn, and today we are making an old school classic, salmon croquette. So let's get started on these ingredients. We need 1 pinch of salt, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1/4 cup of shredded carrot, 1/2 cup of red bell pepper, 1/2 cup of onion, and the star of the show, 2 cans of 14.75 ounces of wild Alaska pink salmon drained, 2 flaxseed eggs, 1 or 2 squirts of honey Dijon mustard, some Old Bay seasoning, a couple sprinkles of crushed red pepper flakes, some granulated garlic, and Italian seasoning blend. Okay? Seems like a lot. It's not. So for starters, what I want to do is I want to warm up my skillet here so that we can get ready to saute off our vegetables, our fresh vegetables that we have here, because we don't want to bite into an onion that is just like a raw onion. For me, that's not good. For some people, they love it. Not so much me. Okay? So our skillet warms up pretty quickly. Now, here's that tablespoon of olive oil I was talking about. I'm just going to give my skillet a little swirl because this is going to add some flavor to our vegetables, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay? First thing I want to add is my onions. Just going to get this out of the way since we're done with it. We're just going to add our onion in there, and that's what you want to hear. Hope if you can hear that, you want to hear that sizzle, okay? That's what we're looking for, because if you don't, what'll happen is the vegetables will absorb the oil, and that's not what we want. We really just want this for flavor. We don't want a soggy onion. We're going to add our red pepper, our red bell pepper here. That smells good already. There's just something about, you know, vegetable sauteing. And then we're going to add our carrots. Okay, that's good to go. All right, now I'm just going to give these a quick little zhuzh. All right, okay. I like what I'm smelling already. I'm going to adjust my heat here. I don't want to burn anything. I just want to get these nice and soft, which is why I'm blending all these together. Okay, now that pinch of salt I was talking about, I don't like to use a lot of salt in my everyday cooking. It's just, I'm just going to sprinkle it in here because I don't want these vegetables to get brown. I simply want them to release their flavors and just soften up quite a bit before we add them in. All right, so we're going to leave these to party in the skillet together. Already, this smells so good, and it's already offering flavor. Now, here we go. Back over to the star of the show here. Let me take my rings off because I'm going to use God's intended tools, best tools, my fingers. Get my rings out of the way before my husband knocks me out or something. We don't want that. All right. Now, what we want to do is, a lot of people take the bones and stuff out of the salmon, but salmon, I'm using the whole can. It is all in there. I'm using the bones. They're nice and soft. They're not bones like you would find in a fillet of fish where it will, you'll choke on it. That will not happen. Plus, these bones have so much calcium in them. They're good for you. And they have iron too. So just get them all mixed up in it, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay. And we want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on our veggies here. We do not want those to burn. Again, we only want to release some of those flavors and soften them up. All right. Getting messy. I love getting messy in the kitchen. It's like being out in the garden where, you know, you get to feel the earth or the ocean for that matter. Obviously with our fish here. All right. All right. I'm going to rinse my hands off. No, I'm not, because I'm going to get back into this bowl. No worries. All right. So 2 flaxseed eggs. Traditionally, salmon croquettes are made with eggs. And this, I'm using 2 eggs because I'm just using 1 per per can, okay, to make it. And we're using this as a binding agent. So traditionally you would use 2 eggs, but we're not doing that here because my kid is allergic to eggs. All right, I'm going to use a couple of squirts of honey Dijon because that's one of my favorite mustards. So that's probably about, I want to say it might be about a teaspoon. If you don't want to add the mustard or you have allergies, it's totally fine to just get rid of that ingredient itself. Okay, Old Bay seasoning. Now this one is 30% less sodium. That fish has a lot of sodium in it. We've also added some sodium or some salt, which has a necessary nutrient, iodine, into our vegetables there, which I'm going to give a stir right quick. They're softening up real nice, guys. Really, really nice. All right. And this is also a really great way to get vegetables into your family's diets if they don't feel like they're not eating vegetables. Y'all ever seen that commercial where the mom and the kid are shopping together and she's like, mom's like, what about this? And the kid's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's kind of how my family is sometimes, y'all. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to put about 1.5 teaspoons of this Old Bay seasoning in here. All right. Because after all, this is fish. Okay. And you can't go wrong with fish. All right. You need that. You need that flavor. And even though it's 30% less sodium, it still has sodium in it. So we don't need to add all the extra plain sodium. I put crushed red peppers in pretty much everything. So I'm only going to put a few here because I got a little 5-year-old and I don't want those to be too hot for her. Now I'm getting fish all over everything. I'm going to wipe all this down before I put it back in the cabinet. Now, even though that Old Bay seasoning has a ton of flavor, I always want to add a little bit of extra granulated garlic because I feel like you can't go wrong with that. And you can't. I don't care what nobody say. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning blend. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to crush it up into my hand a little bit. And this is really to your discretion, to your taste. If you don't like it, don't add it. If you feel like you got enough, cool. This is all about you. Now I want to crush this in my hand a little bit because we want to open up some of those flowers like the oregano to release some of those flavors. They've been sitting in that container for a little while. All right. Now we got all that goodness in there. Let's go back to our vegetables. Now these are softening up quite a bit. All right. And this is, I'm just going to let them go for a little bit longer. Maybe about a minute or 2. All right. Because I don't want to, like I said before, I don't want to just bite into a crunchy onion or a raw pepper. That ain't for me. All right. If it's for you, you can totally skip this step and put it right in, but that's not for me. Now, the reason also I'm doing this is because salmon is already cooked. So what we're doing is we're just kind of putting it all together, binding it together, pulling it together so that we can enjoy it. All right. And we have to cook it obviously because there's egg in there now. Now the flaxseed egg, it's fine. If you're using a raw egg, you absolutely 100% have to cook this. Okay. So here we go. Boom. And these are pretty much about where I want them to be. I don't want them to be super crunchy, softened up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my skillet off. My mother-in-law bought me this skillet, you guys, a couple years ago. And I was like, am I going to use this? And it turns out I do use it all the time, which I'm sure she gets to see on these channels now. Thank you, Ma. All right. Now, again, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my vegetables here that have softened up for me. If you want them to go a little softer, let them sit in there a little bit longer. All right. Not a problem. I'm going to take my little spoon here and get these in here nice and neat. Just kind of shake them in there a little bit because these are hot and you got to get your hands back in there. So you want to release some of that heat on there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not one for burning myself. I don't like pain. So I'm struggling if I get a paper cut, let alone putting my hands in some heat. All right. Now this is a good vegetarian meal. My sister-in-law is vegetarian, so this is something that she can do on the fly, you know, and keep it moving. Okay. I don't know about a vegan patty, but that's something totally different. All right, so making sure I got my heat off here because I don't want to burn my little kitchen down. All right. All righty, so let me just fill this and see if I can, yeah, I can work with this. I can work with this. All right. And I just want to get all these bound together. I just want to get these together. Mix them in there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Y'all see how that's kind of coming together? Look at that. Look at that. That's what I'm looking for right there. All right. That's what you're looking for. You want to make sure that it's going to bind together. Otherwise, you're just going to have some salmon falling apart on your plate. Goodness knows we don't want that. Let's get these things out of our way. All right. Give it another good zhuzh up and through here. Excuse me, lovelies. Thank you for joining the party. I appreciate you. Y'all, I talk to my utensils all the time because they're my friends, especially in the kitchen when my family is like, I don't want to cook. I just want to eat. So here I am. Hello, my little friends. All right. So look what we got here, y'all. We got some salmon. We got our vegetables peeking through here. You know, my kids do not like cooked carrots too much. So that's why I went ahead and diced them up. They kind of disappeared. Okay. Again, another good way to sneak those vegetables that they don't really want in there. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to make the patties up. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that real fast here. All right. Now you can make these as big as you want them. If you want to make a salmon burger instead of salmon croquettes, that's on you. I like the salmon croquette. They fit easy in a lunchbox. Okay. But they taste just as good on a whole wheat or multi-grain roll, if you will. All right. These are good on a salad too. All right. So this is what I'm looking for. Go ahead, take a peek at this little beauty. Hallelujah. Okay. I remember growing up and my mama used to make these for us with some white rice and some steamed vegetables. Well, okay, boiled vegetables, but it was good. Okay. We're just going to change it up a little bit by adding some brown rice and some steamed vegetables so we can not leach out all those delicious nutrients. Now my salmon croquette doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want y'all to be able to see what I'm talking about there. It's just like making a burger, just it's a little bit more delicate than a burger. All right. So what I'm gonna go ahead here do, what I'm gonna do here, what I'm gonna go ahead here do is I'm just gonna knock out making these salmon croquettes and come on back. Okay, y'all. So we have made up our beautiful salmon croquettes, and now they've been in the refrigerator for about an hour or so. If you were in a quick rush or anything, then you can go ahead and put them together all at one time. I'm heating my skillet up, the same skillet that I had before, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put about 4 of these. Y'all hear that? That's what we're looking for. We want to hear that because we just want to be careful. These are gentle because we just want to cook these about a minute or so each side because we got to cook that egg. Don't forget. And then we also have to make sure they look pretty. You know what I'm saying? So you hear that? You hear that? If you feel like they're cooking too fast, turn your fire down or your heat down and just go from there. All right. So you want to cook these for about 1 minute on each side. Be careful when you are flipping them because they may try to fall apart on you. Okay. And so we're just going to cook these up and get ready to show you how good they look. All right, all right, all right. We have finally finished making our beautiful salmon croquettes. See that little crust on there? That is what we should be looking for on both sides of that. Okay, I cannot wait to dive into these. But before I do, I want to go ahead and say thank you for joining me in my kitchen again today. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. All right. Remember, I will be making videos every Saturday. So if you like this video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember who you are and who you represent. Take care.